Jeffrey Epstein's life was a labyrinth of money, power, and exploitation. To unravel how a college dropout built a $600 million empire and used it to ensnare the world's elite, we must trace his steps from Brooklyn to a jail cell and the secrets that died with him. Born January 20th, 1953, Jeffrey Edward Epstein grew up in a working-class Jewish household. His father, Seymour, maintained parks. His mother, Pauline, was a school aide. Teachers at Lafayette High School noted his talent for calculus, but also his habit of forging hall passes. By 1969, he enrolled at Cooper Union and dropped out. Next, NYU's Kerr Institute and dropped out again. According to a classmate, Jeffrey lied about everything, claimed he'd written a physics textbook. We later found out he'd just stolen it from the library. In 1974, with no degree, Epstein landed a job teaching calculus and physics at Manhattan's elite Dalton School. Parents were dazzled. Students called him creepy. But how did he get hired? Years later, the headmaster admitted Epstein's resume was mostly fiction. Fired in 1976, he pivoted to finance with help from Bear Stearns CEO Alan Ace Greenberg, father of a Dalton student. In 1980, 4 years after joining Bear Stearns, Epstein was made a limited partner. In 1981, however, he left the company in order to run his own business. About this time, Epstein's personal financial situation, as well as his business practices, became increasingly murky. Most of his associates during the 1980s stated that he referred to himself as a bounty hunter who recovered stolen money for the ultra-wealthy. In 1988, Epstein founded J. Epstein & Co., claiming to manage money for clients worth over $1 billion. His golden ticket? Leslie Wexner, CEO of L brands such as Victoria's Secret and Bath & Body Works. By 1987, Wexner granted Epstein power of attorney, letting him buy homes, cars, even a Boeing 727. Epstein's net worth ballooned to $500 million, yet his actual job remained opaque. Former employees called him a ghost, who never picked up the phone. By the 1990s, Epstein's homes in Palm Beach, New York, and the Virgin Islands became hubs for abuse. His playbook: recruit vulnerable girls, often 13 to 16, through fake modeling gigs or college scholarships. Victims like Courtney Wild and Virginia Giuffre were flown on his jet to massage Epstein and his friends. Billionaires, politicians, even Nobel laureates. Epstein's house manager, Alfredo Rodriguez, kept a working roster scheduling girls. Victims were paid $200 to $300 to recruit others. It was said that Epstein used hidden cameras at his Manhattan residence to record sex acts performed by his wealthy associates, probably for blackmail purposes. He also kept a log of those who traveled on his private jet, which locals in the Virgin Islands referred to as the Lolita Express, in reference to Vladimir Nabokov's novel Lolita, published in 1955, whose anti-hero is a middle-aged man who obsessively lusts after very young girls. In March 2005, an underage girl told Palm Beach police Epstein assaulted her at his mansion. Detective Joe Riccari's investigation uncovered 40-plus victims. But State Attorney Barry Krischer hesitated, calling Epstein an intelligence asset. FBI agent William Hurlburt later testified there was pressure from D.C. to back off. In 2007, Epstein's legal dream team, including Harvard professor Alan Dershowitz and future Trump Labor Secretary Alex Acosta, brokered a secret deal. Epstein pled guilty to one state felony, soliciting prostitution. Sentence: 18 months in a private jail wing, 6-day work releases. The deal shielded his co-conspirators and silenced victims. Acosta later admitted, "We were told Epstein belonged to intelligence. Leave it alone." In November 2018, Miami Herald journalist Julie K. Brown revealed the full story. Over 80 victims, buried evidence, and Epstein's VIP list. Public fury forced New York prosecutors to reopen the case. On July 6, 2019, FBI agents stormed Epstein's $77 million Upper East Side mansion, seizing piles of cash, fake passports, and a trove of child abuse imagery. Epstein's death on August 10, 2019, sparked global speculation. Guards admitted falsifying logs. Cameras malfunctioned. Forensic experts noted fractures in his neck bones, specifically the hyoid bone and thyroid, common in strangulation. Yet the FBI closed the case as suicide. Conspiracy theories implicated everyone from the Clintons to Mossad. In December 2021, Epstein's accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted on 5 counts of trafficking. Her trial exposed Epstein's global network, pilots, recruiters, and enablers like Jean-Luc Brunel, a French model scout linked to 50-plus victims. Brunel died in a Paris jail in 2022, another suicide. Today, Epstein's victims are still fighting. Over 200 names in Epstein's Black Book remain redacted. Did foreign governments fund him? Why did the CIA meet him 17 times? And who else was involved? Until those questions are answered, Epstein's shadow network lives on. His story isn't about one man. It's about a system that protects power and preys on the powerless. If you learned something new today, smash that like button. Have thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world.